book up wide and meet adventures that wait for you. Live and learn and laugh and play whenever your dream comes true. You could swim along the river all the way to the sea. You could fly up in the sky above the clouds and trees. You could plant a flower garden up on top of the moon. You could swing through the jungle all afternoon. Wherever our story takes us, I can't wait to see. Yes, friends, come and read with me. It's Online Story Time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Online Storytime at your Grand Rapids Area Library. I'm Miss Tracy.
I'm Teacher Missy. Good morning.
And we are so excited to be here with you today. Hey, before we talk about what we're going to talk about, you want to sing?
Oh, yes.
All right. Hey, Storytime friends, got some clappers ready? Whatever you're clapping, you can even clap your feet if you want, or your knees, or your elbows on the table, whatever you got to clap. Here we go. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, clap your hands. How do you feel?
Energy. I feel energy. Energetic.
Energized?
Energized.
We are ready to go today. Hey, Storytime friends. For the last few weeks, we've been talking about the symbols of the state of Minnesota. And these are things that people of Minnesota have decided that represents themselves or describes us as Minnesotans. And some of you are watching and you don't live in Minnesota, but you can learn a little bit about Minnesota. So if you remember, we talked about the state bird of Minnesota. Teacher Missy, what was the state bird?
The state bird was the loon.
The loon. And we talked about the state muffin of Minnesota.
Yes, the blueberry muffin.
Blueberry muffin. This week, we're going to talk about the state drink of Minnesota. Teacher Missy, can you tell us about that?
Well, it's something I love, and I could be a calf. Is that a hint?
A calf.
I could be a
Yes.
calf because I really love this stuff. And it looks like this. We're going to talk about milk. Milk.
Storytime friends, did you know that milk was the state drink of Minnesota? That's crazy.
I think it is too.
But you know, there are actually a lot of dairy farms in Minnesota.
There are a
where
lot
they
of dairy
milk
farms.
cows.
Yes.
And a lot of us like milk on our cereal, so that's good enough, I think.
And good things come from milk.
That's right.
Many things come from milk.
A lot of good vitamins are in milk.
Vitamins.
Yep.
And we make things from milk.
That's true.
We make cottage cheese.
And yogurt.
And ice cream.
And cheese.
And butter.
Oh, so many good milk things. Ice cream.
Oh, I was thinking about the butter. On that muffin.
That's right, on the muffin with a glass of milk, hearing a loon
There
in the background.
Right. I mean, there you go. Pure Minnesota.
That's right, it's a good morning. So, Teacher Missy, did you bring any good books about milk?
I did. Hey, Miss Tracy.
Yes, Teacher Missy.
Check out my book.
Oh my goodness, that looks like somebody carrying a crate of milk.
Well, it is somebody carrying a crate of milk. And you know, Storytime friends, this is how we used to get our milk long time ago. This is a milkman, and he would come carrying a basket with glass bottles full of milk. Miss Tracy, do you remember, did you have a milkman ever?
We didn't have a milkman because we lived way out in the country.
Okay.
But I do know people who had a milkman, and interestingly enough, sometimes people today can even get their milk delivered that
They
way.
can. And when I was a little girl, we lived in town, and so we did have a milkman. And you know what else he brought? He brought butter.
Any ice cream?
Not ice cream, that's what we hoped for.
Yeah.
Butter and milk. And this book is called The Milkman, and it was written by Carol Foskett Gordonson. And Douglas Jones helped with the pictures. And if you look, these pictures are beautiful. And this is telling a story from a long time ago. So you will notice that the trucks and the cars look quite a bit different than they do now. The milkman. And this comes to us from Dutton Children's Books. I'm glad they did this for us. I think this book has been around a while. I wonder what the copyright is on this. Just interested. Okay, we'll look later. First of morning, cold and dark. Rooster crowing, meadowlark. Moon above the mountain tops. Loud alarm clock. Snoring stops. Mr. Plimpton out of bed. Cream in coffee, egg on bread. Milkman jacket, milkman hat. Here he is. Cranky pickup, cranky cat. Down the dirt road, driving slow. Windows open, radio. Country singer, country song. Cat meowing right along. What do you suppose he's doing? Milkman hat and milkman clothes. End of dirt road, edge of town. Cranky pickup slowing down. Milk truck waiting, loading fast. Ice cream, milk, eggs, cat in last. And this is the milk truck. And in this milk truck, they have ice cream, Miss Tracy.
Delicious.
I know. Past the schoolhouse, past the park, straight down Main Stream, quiet, dark. Red light stopping, green light creeping, milkman humming, milk cat sleeping. Must be early in the morning. Think it's early in the morning?
So. It looks very dusky and
Kind of, yeah. Finally stopping, orders ready. Cat still sleeping, snoring steady. Double milk for the Morgan twins. Red house full at Kansas kin. Next house empty, new folks soon. Benson's left in early June. Hope the Bensons like the bay. Hope the new folks want to stay. Corner lamppost, big blue sign. Lost my dog. Love Caroline. There's a poster on there. She lost her dog. Hopefully somebody will find it. Mr. Plimpton looks around, sees a shadow, and he hears a sound. Nearly misses house next door, painted yellow. It was brown before. Annie Gale just broke her leg. Get well, card says, beside the eggs. Mr. Richards out the door, early shift at the grocery store. Crooked sidewalk, milk and cheese. Curtains blowing in the morning breeze. Corner lamppost, big blue sign. Lost my dog. Love Caroline. She put up another sign. Oh my goodness, poor Caroline. Mr. Plimpton looks around and he sees a shadow and he hears a sound. Yard sign last week, baby boy, milk and eggs and a baby toy. Ice cream cups with wooden spoons. William's birthday. Ooh, big raccoon.
Such interesting things he sees in the morning before everybody else is up.
Yeah, and it's very quiet, and he's and I notice that he's leaving little things for people.
Yeah, like little treats and treasures.
Yeah, that's very thoughtful. Corner lamppost, big blue sign. Lost my dog. Love Caroline. Mr. Plimpton looks around. He sees a shadow. And he hears a sound. Spider webs are full of dew. Paperboy is almost through. Sue and Nancy go jogging by. Mr. Plimpton calling, hi. Take a look at what I'm looking at in the bushes. Did you see it, Miss Tracy?
Oh, I see a head.
I see a head too. And he sees a shadow and he hears a sound. Grandma Ellie pulling weeds. Buttermilk is all I need. and ice cream bars for Chris, my cousin. White milk, cream, and eggs, 1 dozen. Mr. Plimpton looks around. He sees the shadow and he hears a sound. He keeps seeing a shadow. Wonder what he's seeing.
I wonder.
I don't know. Next to lamppost, under the sign that says, "Lost my dog, love Caroline." What does he find? Look, Miss Tracy.
Oh, I hope that's Caroline's dog.
I hope it is too. Do you think it might be, boys and girls? I hope so. Lost dog home to Caroline. Look at her face. Does she look happy? Yes. I think the dog's happy too. No more houses, orders filled. Nothing broken and nothing spilled. Pickup waiting, edge of town, dirt road. Pickup slowing down. Last stop, best stop. Cat jumps out. Daddy's home, comes a happy shout. Chickens are flying everywhere. Hugging, kissing, cat on mat. Hanging jacket, hanging hat. Milk in glasses. Thanks are said. Family breakfast. Oop, come here. And the sun up red. It does look a little red this morning, doesn't it, that sun? Sometimes when it's cloudy in the morning, you'll get that beautiful reddish. Yeah. So that is what the milkman did.
And he found Caroline's dog.
And he found the dog, the best part.
Hey, Storytime friends. Hey, Teacher Missy.
Yes, ma'am.
Should we do a little felt boarding?
Oh, you know what? These are so fun. I
All
love
right.
to do these.
So, Storytime friends, there is a book, and it's titled "It Looked Like Spilt Milk," and it's a book by Charles Shaw. And you may have heard it, but I thought it'd be fun for us to do it today as a flannel board. All right? So you're going to have to do some thinking about what it is that's being described in this book. All right? Teacher Missy, are you ready?
I am so ready.
All right.
I love that book.
I'm going to start out with this. And it says, sometimes it looked like spilt milk. Does that look like maybe milk fell on the floor? But it wasn't spilt milk. What could it be? Sometimes it looked like, what does that look like? Yeah, sometimes it looked like a rabbit. But it wasn't a rabbit. Sometimes it looked like a bird. Does that look like a bird? But it wasn't a bird. Sometimes it looked like a tree. Was it? Nope. But it wasn't a tree. Sometimes it looked like an ice cream cone. Delicious. But it wasn't an ice cream cone. Sometimes it looked like a flower. But it wasn't a flower. Can you think, friends, what we could be talking about? Sometimes it looked like a pig, but it wasn't a pig. What could it be? Sometimes it looked like a birthday cake, but it wasn't a birthday cake. Sometimes It looked like a sheep. Bah. But it wasn't a sheep. Sometimes, oh my goodness, it looked like a great horned owl. Ooh, ooh. But it wasn't a great horned owl. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it looked like a mitten. But it wasn't a mitten. Sometimes it looked like a squirrel. You're right, it wasn't a squirrel. Sometimes it looked like an angel, but it wasn't an angel. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. It was just a cloud in the sky. Have you ever looked at clouds in the sky like that? You can see all sorts of shapes in them. It's a very fun thing to do. And sometimes they look like spilt milk. Thanks for playing.
Miss Tracy.
Yes,
I've got
Tracy.
another milk book.
Yay! Milk and cookies.
Oh, what could be better?
Nothing.
I know. Milk and and they do kind of just go hand in hand,
They
don't
do.
they? Well, I see that there's a picture of a little bear on here. I think look at him. What do you think he's wearing? Yeah, I think he's wearing his pajamas. And he seems to have somebody with him that's quite a bit larger without pajamas, and I think it might be a dinosaur.
Oh my
I
goodness.
wonder if dinosaurs like cookies.
Apparently.
Maybe we'll find out. Well, this book is called Milk and Cookies, and here's their plate of cookies, and it was written and illustrated by Frank Ash. He's done a lot of books for kids, lots and lots of them. And this book comes to us from Simon & Schuster Publishing. And we're going to find out about this thing. I love this little bear. If I could find my first page, we'd be in good shape. Oh, there it is. Okay. There. Okay. Oh, looks just like we look today.
That's right.
One winter day, and we are supposed to be having spring, the bear family went to visit Grandma and Grandpa. When it got to be late, too late to go home, Grandma made up the couch for them in the living room. They're pulling out a mattress. I bet they're going to get to spend the night. Good night, said Grandma and Grandpa. Good night, said Mama and Papa. Good night, said Baby Bear. And they all went to sleep. In the middle of the night, Baby Bear heard a noise and he woke up. Then he saw a strange red light coming from under the cellar door. Here's the cellar door, and you can see kind of a red glow there. He climbed out of bed and he tiptoed to the door to see what it was. What do you think it is? I don't know. He didn't want to make any noise, so he just peeked through the keyhole. Right there. What he saw looked like a giant dragon with flames shooting from its mouth. Grandpa was there feeding it. Can you see what he sees? I wonder what that is. When the dragon shut its mouth, Grandpa came upstairs. Is there anything wrong? Asked Grandpa. No, I'm okay, said Baby Bear. Would you like some milk and cookies? Asked Grandpa. No, thank you, said Baby Bear, and he went back to bed. That night, Baby Bear dreamed that the cellar door opened, and the dragon, there he is, came upstairs, and the dragon said, I'm hungry. I'm hungry, said the dragon. Baby Bear ran into the kitchen and he opened the refrigerator. He poured the dragon a glass of milk. And he opened a box of cookies. Thank you, said the dragon. I like milk and cookies. And he ate everything all up. Oh, that was a lot of cookies. He didn't save any milk or even one cookie for Baby Bear. Just then, Baby Bear woke up crying. Remember, he had a dream, didn't he? Mama and Papa Bear woke up too, and Baby Bear told them about his dream. Whatever gave you the idea that there was a dragon in the cellar, said Mama Bear. Well, I saw it, said Baby Bear. Well, if I come downstairs with you, asked Papa Bear, will you show me that dragon? Okay, said Baby Bear, and down the stairs they went. In the corner where Baby Bear thought he had seen a dragon, there was a wood stove. Some of you might know what a wood stove is. Some of you might have one. And it's a place to put wood and it makes heat. Papa Bear opened the door. Well, look, what do they see? The flames. Inside, the flames glowed brightly. There, you see, said Papa Bear, there is no dragon in the cellar, just an old wood stove. When they went back upstairs, Grandma and Grandpa were up. Is everything all right? Said Grandma. Oh, it is now, said Papa Bear. Good, said Grandpa. Let's all have some. What do you think they're gonna have? What's Grandpa holding? Milk and cookies.
So it wasn't a real dragon after all.
It wasn't a dragon, but it looked like one through the keyhole.
Yes.
Milk and cookies.
Hey, storytime friends. Hey, Teacher Missy.
Yes, Miss Tracy.
Feeling like waving a scarf around?
Oh, if I could have my green one.
Here's Teacher Missy's green scarf,
Oh,
her
my
favorite
favorite.
scarf. Excuse me? Of course. Storytime friends.
Who's here?
Giraffe wants to be our storytime friend today. Hello, storytime friends.
Good morning.
Hi, Teacher Missy.
Good to see you there.
I'm delighted to see you too. Simply and utterly delighted.
Oh, giraffe.
Giraffe made a cow joke because cows have udders. All right? Okay, so storytime friends, we haven't waved a scarf in a while, so let's do our warm-up. All right? Here we go. My scarf goes up. My scarf goes down. My scarf goes around, 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 around. My scarf goes in. My scarf comes out. My scarf flies about, 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 about. Nice job. Should we do it one more time? A little faster, maybe? All right. My scarf goes up. My scarf goes down. My scarf goes around, 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 around. My scarf goes in. My scarf comes out. My scarf flies about, 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 about. All right. Now, storytime friends, we are going to do a scarf song about cows. And what do cows have to do with milk? That's right. We get milk from cows. And the interesting thing about dairy farms, where we get most of our milk from big dairy farms, is that the cows are usually milked twice a day, and they really like to be milked. Because during their day, their body makes milk and it's stored in their udder. And when it's milking time, their udder is getting kind of big and it's a little uncomfortable for
Probably
them.
heavy.
And so they line up outside the barn so they can come inside and get milked. And this scarf song is called Come Home Cows. So we're going to ask the cows to come home. Come on, cows, come home. And then we're going to ask them to move this way. Come on, get in line. It's time to go inside. It's the end of the day. And then we'll have another verse. All right, here we go. Come home, cows, come home, cows. Move this way, move this way. Time to go inside, time to go inside. It's the end of the day, end of the day. Now the cows are ready to come in. Come in, cows, come in, cows. Line up here, line up here. Time for milking now, time for milking now. Give a cheer, give a cheer. Yay. Oh, nice job. Thanks for milking with us. Oh my goodness, what a fun day I had today talking about the Minnesota State drink. Milk. Milk! It does a body good. You have to be as old as we are to understand that reference. Yeah. That used to be an old TV commercial. Milk, it does a body good. But I had such fun today listening about the milkman. You know, this reminded me, my grandma once told me that they had in one of their houses something called a milk door. And it was meant to go against a refrigerator was actually put, and it wasn't a refrigerator, it was called an ice box where you'd have to put ice in it, and it kept things cold, and you changed the ice every day or so. But it had a back door in the refrigerator, and their house had a door in it. And the milkman could open up the milk door, push open the back door of the ice box, and put the milk right in the ice box. Isn't that incredible?
Oh, that is a really cool thing.
Yeah, and it wasn't in their house. It was in a person's house that she worked for.
How did they get the ice, Miss Tracy?
They actually went to an ice house. It was called an ice house. And during the winter, it was some people's jobs to cut these huge chunks of ice. And then they would store them in an ice house, and they would put like sawdust or something around it to help it not melt.
It insulates it.
Yeah. And then they would have ice, and it didn't last all summer long, but they would have ice for most of the year because of the ice house. And they'd go get big blocks of ice to put in their refrigerators, which were called ice boxes.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, so that reminded me of that. My grandma was telling me about that. And then the milk and cookies and the dragon, and it wasn't a dragon at all. It was just the wood stove. And we've all seen wood stoves. And then all of the shapes that we saw. Was it spilt milk, friends? What was it? That's right, just the clouds in the sky. So many shapes from clouds. But now I think it's time to say goodbye.
I think it is.
Friends, would you sing with us? All right. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Story time is done today. Now it's time to go and play. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye, everybody.
Watch for clouds.